replay, lurkers. It is toasty. Look at the trees. My persimmon's starting to lighten up. We'll be changing colors here pretty soon. BDJ, what up? America. Oops. It's a little warm out here. Late start smoke break today. I am tucked up against the building because some asshole came along and cut down all my fucking shade. So, here we are. Shane Dixon. Steph, what up? This is the hottest day of the week. Not as hot as it has been, but it's the hottest day for the next couple days. So, definitely not comfortable, but it's not hell hot. Ronnie. Today's agenda. I have to put up a new clothesline. River Rat, what up? Because the old clothesline was hooked up to a tree, and that tree is no longer there. So I got to figure out a clothesline as soon as I end this live. That's my number one goal for the day. Can't wash laundry if we ain't got no place to hang laundry. And then back to cutting up trees, clearing shit out of here. Making pretty good progress. What up, Gypsy? It's toasty. Hellbelly. I was just telling them how some asshole came and stole all my shade. So I'm forced to be tucked up against the side of a building like a common peasant. Because, look, no shade. America. Working on finishing Outhouse today. Hell yeah. Get it done, boy. I expect that you will be recording some things also. I still got a whole bunch of shit I got to send you too that I got recorded still. Astain. You guys been paying any attention to well, yeah, the chick that deleted her 3 children and then tried to jump out the window? There are tens of thousands of grown ass women all over this country supporting her. She's already raised almost $1 million in a GoFundMe. You've got thousands of feminists holding signs and making posts talking about we understand. America's fucked. How's the boomer doing? I don't know any boomers. Can you be more specific? Yeah. Started with Casey Anthony. Now we've got this stupid bitch. Feminism must die. I'm a boomer. I don't think you know what boomer means, you fuck. Maybe you should Google what generation boomers are. Because now you're just looking real fucking stupid. Learn how words work before you try to use them. So you got this stupid bitch, what up, Red Bull, doing what she did. Well, I'm a hillbilly redneck. An oxymoron, sir. That's those two things are two completely different things. You have to pick one. You're still making yourself look real fucking stupid. You got them stupid bitches over in Maryland, was it? That just passed the fucking abortion up to birth and potentially a little bit longer, if I read it correctly. Other Tiger, what up? Feminism is the best thing ever. I mean, you're trying to troll. You're not very good at it. Free content, America. Where you been, Other Tiger? You watch your mouth, oops. Hillbillies and rednecks are nothing the same. You got time for your propaganda today, retard. Repeal the 19th. White women are the single biggest threat to the planet. Not Muslims, not foreign invaders, not the government, not George Soros. Liberal, middle aged white women are the biggest threat to the planet. What up, Lady Smith? Kentucky, what up? See Mark Dice. I haven't watched Mark Dice in a while, honestly. Plays into that race shit too much. Oh, he put out on the baby killer? Yeah. More people need to. It's fucking disgusting. Make shame great again. If liberal white women were put in check, them bitches got put back in the pocket that they're out of, we would not be invaded right now because men would be in charge, in my opinion. who keeps letting diddlers, what up, Cajun, out with a slap on the wrist, female judges who keeps making plea deals with a whole bunch of fucking retards that should never see the light of day again, female prosecutors. There's no testosterone left in this country, and it's very disappointing. Every chick that is out there talking, holding a sign, talking about they support and understand this child murdering piece of shit. Fill a water balloon full of piss and hit that bitch right in her fucking nose. That is the kindest you could ever be to them, is to piss right in their face. That is the nicest you could ever be to that person. And that's too nice. The Depp, what up? You know what's worse than the behavior and the mindset of these trash ass bitches? These worthless fucking cunts? The fact that it's normalized. The fact that the entire country isn't raising up to curb stomp these fucking dirty whores. The fact that everybody's just like, oh, look at this dumb bitch over here. Well, that's America now. The fact that it's commonplace. The fact that these bitches have the gall to stand on national TV and be like, God damn right, we're proud that we wanted to get rid of our cucking children. That's worse than the act itself. The acceptance of it. Elusive. We were talking about this earlier a little bit, me and Hillbilly, kind of brainstorming on the way to public. And I just went squirrel. Right, Ronnie? Yeah, it depends on who's doing it. It'll come to me in a minute. The squirrel giveth and the squirrel taketh away. Smoke more. I'm getting there, man. America. Oh, separating the art from the artist. The little things like that. It's like I watched I'm not going to ruin for you, for those of you who like Super Troopers, but I'll just say I'll never watch them again because I can't separate the art from the artist anymore. The little things that we overlook. We're like, oh, yeah, that person's a piece of shit, but it's a movie. You know what I mean? We'll enjoy the entertainment. Us disregarding what these people say, the people like Robert De Niro who literally say that we're trash and we should be fucking alt deleted ourselves simply for voting for a certain person. The more we buy and watch his stuff, the more we fund his lifestyle to sit there and judge us and call for our destruction. You have to associate the art with the artist at this point. It's the same as voting with your wallet. Like, oh, it's a damn good movie. It made me laugh. It was funny as fuck. So I'll overlook that this person is a baby killing piece of shit who wants me to burn an agonizing death. You know what I mean? I can't separate the art from the artist anymore because the art at this point is no longer art. It's not the picture that you see on the TV, it's the message behind the picture that's selling art. Yeah, John Leguizamo. Yeah, that piece of shit. Yeah. We can't keep funding people who are funding our destruction simply because, oh, it's just art. It's a pretty picture. It's a funny movie. It's a serious movie. Who gives a fuck? The people selling you that art want you to die, and you're paying them to publicly say how much they hate you. Same little shit like that. Voting with your wallet. All these little fucking things add up. If you truly hate the way somebody hates you, stop funding them. Stop supporting it on every level, from the huge issues to the micro shit. I'll say it for free, y'all are MAGA scum. We're not MAGA over here, Shadow Trace. But I hope you catch monkeypox from your fucking uncle, you piece of shit. Yeah, Tropic Thunder, I can't even fucking watch it anymore. All of them. Hypocrite? How am I a hypocrite? America. If you voted for Kamala Harris, it pisses me off that I have to share air with your dumbass. Extreme bike bills. America. It's the little things that matter. 1,000 tiny wars that we overlook every fucking day. We give exception to. Everything that we give exception to is the only thing that's still funding the people who hate us. Stop giving exception. Actually pay attention to what your purchase or your view supports. Even if it's something as simple as, I got to leave the TV on for the pets because I'm going to be gone for 3 or 4 hours. The channel your TV on makes a difference. Little shit like that. You can't talk about you want to go to war with the enemy, but you only want to beat him a little bit. The depth, right on. Not separating the art from the artist is why bald headed liberal white women can stand in broad daylight and be proud of wanting to kill their children, even their grown children. The little shit, the distractions, all the stuff that everybody overlooks for bumper sticker slogans. Ignoring the distractions is why we got a country full of dumb bitches. Ignoring the distractions is why we got a country full of fucking illegal invaders. Ignoring the distractions is why we got lesbians up here talking about what Jesus wanted. At a certain point, ignoring things, that slippery slope concept, when you're halfway down the slope, If you look to your left and your right, you see the avalanche that it brought with it that you were completely unaware of because you were focused on one or two issues. But those one or two things fall and it's going to bring 10 things with it, good or bad. We can't multitask, so we call things distractions. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. They're just trying to get us to look over here when the big problem's here. All right, keep fighting that problem when it's the little problem that's causing your children to get murdered in their school. It's the little distractions that are causing your cities to be overrun by foreign fucking invaders, yellow-eyed fucking demons. Matt Chad put out a Zoot report the other day. He put one out right before I went live on this. What does society have to offer you anymore? Anybody? Some money? Wow. Society damn sure ain't offering you stability. Damn sure ain't offering you safety. Your house gets fucking shot up. You call the police, you're gonna fucking end up in handcuffs till they figure it out. You know what I mean? Guilty until proven innocent. What's the temp? I have no. I want to say right now it's probably 89 to 91, something like that. Ray, what up? Yep, Dearborn, Michigan. Yeah. But they did only put them in places where they knew the people would accept it. That's why you got no resistance. Who did they displace? Liberal white women, the majority. You know what I mean? Those were liberal hellholes to begin with. They knew there was going to be no resistance. They'll take it for the the equality, sanctuary city. They're getting exactly what they deserve up there. It sucks for the innocents, but hey, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet, right? Ohio, what up? Little shit matters. We have let the jesters be in the ear of the king for far too long. And they have way more importance than they deserve to have. America. I don't want to alarm any of you, but there are 7 card carrying communists in this chat. They might not be full blown pinko, but they're pretty goddamn close. And I bet some of y'all are in top chat too. Fucking rookies. Oh, Kentucky, right? Yeah. That's why I will never support Tyson or any of like the 11 or 13 subsidiaries that comes from Tyson, just under a different name. If you're serious about how much you hate being fucked, do your homework and actually show them that you're tired of being fucked. When Tyson fired couple thousand American employees last year just to bring in a little bit more than they fired for fucking illegals. These companies don't give a fuck about you. Their bottom line. Backwoods.
What the hell are you talking about over here this month? Or
I'm
this
talking
afternoon?
about the stupid worthless cunt that deleted her children and the dumbass liberal bitches who are sympathizing and supporting her through money and fucking moral support, talking about we understand, we wanted to kill our fucking kids too.
Wow. Hey, Ray. Yeah. What's up, chat? How y'all doing, Leanne, Tiger? Oh, Grouch, Kentucky guy. Ronnie, Oops, Carolina, Road Dig,
So I was
Ascertain, North America.
I was sort of making the argument that the fact that there's no shame in supporting that is than, if not as worse as the act itself. The
Right.
fact that it's publicly accepted and people are just like, oh, okay. Like it's so normalized that these bitches feel safe enough to do that. You know, it's
Yeah.
just as bad.
Yeah. When you really break it down and think about it on a bigger schedule, or a bigger, outlook of it.
Huck,
I can't remember.
Richard.
What's up, Huckleberry? I can't remember a time in history that I've ever read where a man and a woman came together. The woman got pregnant, and she had anything but a human being out of her body.
Right.
And so, people their big argument is, it's just a clump of cells. Well, what do you think you are? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're a clump of cells. It's and it just, I don't know, man. It's regardless of how they try to spin it, man. It's murder. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a that is a smoking pot.
Yeah, you fucking weirdo.
All right. And you need to get out of them mountains sometimes, there, brother. Go to town a couple of days a week, man.
Right. Trying to
Mm.
legalize murder up to 5 years or older. Right. I've met some people in their 20s that were like, yeah, I'd be okay if you got aborted. Like if there was a pause in between, like you can abort your child between the ages of 23 and 37.
It's crazy, man.
Sick fucking world we live in, man. Brian, how's that any of your business? You writing a book, officer?
You know, and just think, we had a golden opportunity a while back, and instead of just keeping our mouth shut, we had to be good people and tell that generation to stop eating Tide Pods. We should have just kept our mouth shut and let them eat them.
Right. I would say if you equate education with intelligence, you are more educated than intelligent. As if a piece of paper determines the smartness of a person from an
I always,
indoctrination camp.
I always said most of them, like college people and stuff like that, are educated beyond their intelligence.
Right. Right, other tiger? I've said that a time or two. I brought you into this motherfucker. I'll take you out. And it depends on what you quantify as intelligence and educated. Is a city person educated to a country person? Potentially, even though country schools have a higher graduation rate and higher reading levels than people in the city. Little things like that. And country people know survive. City people can't survive. So, what's your metric of education? What's your metric of intelligence? Can you keep yourself alive? Are you smart enough to not die? Or are you just trained to follow a pattern?
Are you smart enough to do your finances, to do your finances and be able to own a house instead of renting one or renting a room? Are you smart enough to have a vehicle? I've got 5 now sitting in my driveway, all paid. Well, one's not paid for yet, but all the other 4 are. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What's education? What's intelligence? What? Because you may be book smart, and I've known a lot of book smart people that were dumb as hell. Couldn't change your own oil. Can't grow a garden. Can't you know all these book smart people who are still financed out through and have zero money, and they just keep working, just to pay their bills. You know what I'm saying?
Most people are barely smart enough just to get a paycheck. That's the only purpose of education nowadays. To be educated enough to get a job. That's all the intelligence has left the building a long time ago. You get
It's a deal.
educated to get a job. That's it.
Yep.
America.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always had a problem with that when people say, you're you're not that intelligent, it's because you didn't go through college or whatever.
Right. See, myself, I believe that maintenance is one of the signs of a higher intelligence culture. A people that understands maintenance, that's that's the people you want to be with. Those are going to be the most
So,
productive, the most
John,
successful, the smartest, the most generous.
John, how
Motherfuckers
you
that
doing?
understand the concept of maintenance. That's it.
After you broke this.
Don't cook.
Yeah.
If they've
Well, I
had,
mean, when
well, I don't judge people because we know a lot of people who got the shot and they're still my brothers and shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't have a choice. It was a weird time. Your body, your choice. I'll judge you for wearing a mask, but the shot thing in some places, that shit was, you know what I mean? That was real, real.
right,
A lot of fear being pushed in some spots. You know what I mean? You can't blame a person. But the mask, I'll make fun of y'all fucking day long.
right, especially them ones driving down the road in the car by themselves wearing a mask.
Right.
Dude, I'm looking at them people like, what fools?
Eh, yeah, technically everyone did have a choice. But in some people's eyes, that choice wasn't worth the sacrifice.
Right,
It could have been worse, but it wasn't. It could have been easier, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It was just, it was what it was. You had a full
yep.
blown government scale psyop played on the people. Days! You know?
What's up, Dave? Yeah, they damn sure sobbed the hell out of people, especially now when a bunch of us knew it back then, especially now when you go and see, that Dr. Death sitting Fauci up there and sitting in front of Congress and them, him pleading the fifth to every damn thing, period. You know what I mean?
I mean, but
And
technically, that's the smartest thing he's ever done in his life.
yeah, but he accepted a pardon.
Yeah. If you were in
So,
Fauci's shoes, would you be answering questions? You know what I mean? Oh, he's a bitch all day
right,
long, but I'm saying that not saying anything is literally the smartest thing he's ever done in his life.
right.
Because
But I'm just
anything
saying,
coming out of his mouth, signing his death warrant. You know what I mean?
right. It's tell me you're guilty without coming out and telling me you're guilty. You know,
Right?
when you look at the shit that he wrote in his logs and stuff, diaries or whatever, and they I mean they flat got him saying he that they knew it come from the Wuhan. They knew all that shit was made up. The 6 feet and the 2 weeks and
Right. But
the
see, that's why
mask.
you can't get mad. You can't get mad at the masses.
Right, right.
Those of us who pay attention to this shit, do the rabbit holes, we can't even keep up with everything. So how the fuck can we expect people who are completely oblivious to everything to automatically, yeah, let's just trust random people. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. It was the perfect time. It was the perfect storm. Ignorance, inconvenience, whatever it may be. But you can't blame the people for that. That was perfect conditions, orchestrated for a long, long time. Hardly anybody pays attention to politics. That's what we've been bitching about since the beginning. Nobody votes local.
Right.
Little shit like that. Nobody pays attention. So why would they listen to us? The end is nigh. That's us. Why the fuck would they listen to us? You know?
See what really and what talking about that local vote and stuff like that. I've been seeing some of these races, man, where these DSA candidates are winning some of this shit, and you know, like I saw one in Pennsylvania that the Republican guy lost, and it's like seriously, people just didn't get out, and vote, and it's like, well, I don't like what this party's doing or that party's doing, but the problem is like these DSA people, uh, the Democrat Socialist America, and them, they're going out and voting regardless.
They're recruiting. They're driving buses to pick people up.
Yes,
Rock the vote. Get out to vote.
and then they're winning these local elections, and that's how they're and then the next thing you know, you got Mayor Mendomney up there because
Right.
people won't go out and
Jules,
vote.
what up with you?
What's up, Jules?
Oh yeah, you're messing with birds. Yeah, you put a mask on. Well, see, that's the
Yeah, I
thing
mean,
with the military though, because like that before COVID happened, when everybody was talking about building bug out bags for the 10 millionth fucking time, masks were a basic foundation of a bug out bag. Chemical
yeah,
warfare, smoke, you know what I mean? All kinds of different things to have a mask. But as soon as the COVID happened, oh, you'll never catch me with a fucking mask. I burnt all mine. Like, why? You still need them. You know what I mean?
yeah. We
It's
used to,
the extreme shift to want to get rid of something because now the enemy thinks it's a good idea. You know, that's stupid shit.
when I was a plumber and I had to go up under some of these old houses and shit, and there's insulation everywhere, and you're stirring it all up. I wore a mask.
All right.
I don't want to be breathing that damn insulation fibers, man.
It's like they've got us so tricked that is, oh, if this person said it, then fuck that. We'll never be for that. You know what I mean? It just keeps going back and forth. It's the exact same problems. The only thing that switches is the leadership from one side to the other. The last 10 years, that's all it's been back and forth. I hate you for this, so I'm going to do this to you. Cycle back and forth.
Right.
The world's too loud. Uncle Ted was right. Everybody needs to be forced to sit in the quiet for a week, get some fucking perspective.
And what really got me is some of the biggest people that fell for that shit back then during the COVID. Some of the biggest people that fell for that shit were the same ones who their parents took them. Somebody had the measles or mumps or chicken pox or something, and they all took each other over and made sure you know you rubbed around on with your friends and shit so you'd catch it so you could get it over with, you know.
Yeah. Those days are gone.
No,
Now it's a vaccine.
absolutely, broke Dixon. That's smart, you know. That old chicken feathers and poop and that old dust and stuff, man. You get that shit in your lungs, dude, and you'll have some kind of crazy infection. Have bird poop lung infection. Broke Dix be driving down the road and shit and go to holler at somebody and be like, "Macaque!" You know what I mean?
I think people are over socialized. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. 125 cases of leprosy. Wow, that's crazy.
Fucking jungle diseases, man. If we go to their country, we have to get shots before we enter that country so we don't catch some random ass thing that's going to make us shit blood. Yeah. But they can come over here by the thousands. It's fine.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And it should have been enough for everybody to stop and go, hey, wait a minute, whenever they started letting all of them jokers in and not making them get shots.
Right.
But they were telling you had to get one. That ought to have told you something right there. I mean, you know, that's the problem with that whole education thing, man, is nobody has any real intelligence, man. Nobody has that common sense, man. Just simple, you know, like it's simple basic math. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
simple basic common sense to look at something and go, hey, wait a minute. They're telling me I have to do this, and yet they're letting thousands of people across the border and they're not doing it to them. Why? You know, people are too busy being people, brainwashed, and just, you know, yes, sir, daddy government, whatever you tell me, sir. What? Yes, sir, daddy government. Give me another one.
I trust the science.
Yeah. And everybody knows that science is ever changing. There's some science that is absolute, you know, absolute, and there's some that's not, you know. There's a lot that's not, but even the absolute changes in some form. Think about when we were younger. When I was a kid, they pushed drinking vitamin D milk like a motherfucker, man. There were
Yeah.
commercials and street, you know, them big billboards and shit. Got milk, you know. Little, you know, had the picture of the kid with the, you know, the milk mustache, you know, and all of that. And then they turn around later and tell you, oh man, you don't drink that. What are you doing? You know,
Right.
and then, you know, man, I'll tell you something that I used to, when I get a bellyache when I was a kid, first thing my mama would do was give me some Pepto Bismol and send me outside.
Right. Or
When I
some
got
7
married
Up.
the first time, when, when I got married the first time, she was a registered nurse, and uh, our little girl had a bellyache. He was going to work, you know, my wife at the time. Well, I went to the store and got some Pepto Bismol and gave it to her. Man, my wife at the time, man, she come home and seen that and figured out I gave that to our daughter, and she fucking come unglued. Yeah, bro, that's you can't do that, you know. And I'm like, what do you mean? I drank that shit like candy when I was a kid.
Right.
Oh, well, the doctors are saying now, and I was like, man, fuck the doctors now. They don't know shit.
Right.
I,
Two
I,
years
I
ago,
trust.
eggs would have gave you a heart attack. Now eat more eggs because it'll keep you alive longer. I mean, Shit switches every 4 or 5 years.
That's why I seen what's his name owns the U.S. Dana White. I seen him talking about that with a couple of people about he's like, look, you break your arm real bad, you got to go to the doctor, and get surgery or whatever things things like that. He said, I'll go to the doctor for it, but he said for everyday common health, he said, do not ever walk into a doctor's office and talk to them. He said, because all they're going to do is give you pills.
Yep.
And he said,
They'll find something
there's,
wrong with you. Oh, your shoulder hurts a little bit. Well, here you can go ahead and take these. I mean, it's not very strong, so you should be fine.
and then you go and look at the side effects, and it's like, well, you may have bruising around your your eye and itchy butthole and may cause liver damage and all of this, and it's like for a little bit of pain in my shoulder.
I mean, I think
You
a
know what
little
I'm
bit of
saying?
headache is worth a little bit of taint swell. You know what I mean? I can itch down there if I want to. It's mine.
I'd rather not.
As
You
long as you don't go too far, you'll be all right.
remind me not to shake your hand next time. Because if you got an itch, you're gonna scratch it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I've been itchy this whole live stream. Why? That's why the camera's facing that way. What up, Teresa?
What's up, Teresa?
But I don't have a headache, so there is that.
And then when you start getting them side effects, they go, "Oh, we just happen to have another pill that'll stop that,
Right.
but it'll cause this, and then we've got a pill for that too." And then the next thing you know, you're on taking 15 damn pills a week because you had a sore shoulder,
Right. Like we're sorry
headache,
your
or something.
nipples itch, but here, take this pill that'll give you runny butt. We need a cold turkey like break. I don't think there's a way to slowly wean people back into you know what I mean, common sense. I hate to say it, sort of, but I think we need a hard stop to kind of reset shit because this slow stuff. The longer we wait to do anything, the less people we're gonna fucking have.
Right?
Birth rate is dog shit. American birth rate is trash. We're not gonna survive on the birth rate we got. So guess what? We got a bunch of fucking yellow-eyed demons that fuck like rabbits and multiply by the millions. Guess who's gonna replace you, America? Who's not having children?
Right? Yeah, it's pretty easy to see what kind of a plan they've been doing for a long time, man. Convincing people to abort their children and convincing people to not get married and have families, and oh, you got to go out and work and be a strong woman. You got to do this and
Yeah,
stop having children. And here, if you accidentally get pregnant, here we'll get rid of it for you, and all of that. And then they go some years later, they go, oh. We happen to have a labor shortage, and our replacement rate is way below. So here, let's let in millions of illegals over here, and then
right.
then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, your culture changes, and you're going down the fucking street, and you're hearing that prayer
Yeah,
that
Dawn.
well, or that prayer thing that them Islam, the radical Islam people are doing.
Yeah, the
Because, dude,
Adon call to prayer.
yeah, because I mean, like real talk, man. They have mosque and they have their places of worship or prayer and all of that. And when they're doing this shit in the middle of the street and going into restaurants and doing it in the middle of the restaurant,
Being
that's
outside in itself is haram. You're not supposed to draw
that
attention. You're supposed to be 100% focused in a situation to where nothing could take focus away from the prayer. It's not supposed to be a spectacle. That there, that's bullshit. Those are zealots. Those are lesbian pastors. Those are fake
Right.
Muslims.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. They're that shit is not here to assimilate. That shit is here to take over. That's what they're doing. I mean, it's so obvious. They're trying to comply with them, and it's like, and then you turn around and you bow your head and somewhere, and then the next thing you know, you got cops over there fucking beating your ass and taking you to jail for praying. You know,
Right.
as a Christian, you know what I mean? And people need to wake up to this shit. I have no problem I have no problem with, if you want to worship Buddha or Allah or, you know, that's your business, man. But don't, just like with the Christian, I don't force my beliefs on people, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna allow anybody else to force their beliefs on me, and I'm not gonna put up with that shit.
Right.
If I see a motherfucker kneel down on a prayer rug in the middle of Sam's Wholesale, I'm gonna kick that sumbitch in his head. I'm not bullshitting. I'm gonna say you take that shit to your mosque, you know,
Yeah, I'm not with that.
huh?
I'm not doing that.
What's that? I'm just saying, man. It's just to me the whole worship thing is, when you're disrupting people. It's one thing if you say, hey, we're gonna rent the park over here and go over here and have a prayer meeting or a lay the rugs down and pray or whatever. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you do it like that, but just to do the shit out in the middle of the street and just, or, you know what I'm saying? I would feel the same way if it was a bunch of Christians that were just standing there and disrupting everybody. You know what I'm getting at? It's the same thing. What I feel is it's the same thing with the sexuality thing, man. You know, I don't want to see a man and a woman all making out and grab assing over there. And I don't want to see two dudes doing it, and I don't want to see two women doing it either. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, where, you're in public. You know what I'm getting at? There we have homes and rooms and shit for that kind of thing.
Take it easy, Jules.
Hey, Jules.
I have a problem with anybody making a spectacle and causing a disruption.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
The what up,
That's
Nana? The call to prayer, I don't mind. We get rid of the call to prayer, then we get rid of church bells. It's the same to me. But out in the middle of the street doing all that other shit, yeah, that's nonsense. Fuck up, go inside.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's probably 6 churches within a mile of me. I can't tell you when I've heard a church bell. I've never
Well,
heard a
not all
church.
churches have bells, but you can't
Well,
use
they
the exception rule. Some churches still do,
hmm,
and not every mosque has a megaphone for the call of prayer.
exactly Missouri. It's supposed to be that way all the way around. At least as as a Christian, and like if you go do something for somebody, don't make a spectacle out of it. Just you
Right?
do it out of the goodness of your heart. And I the same thing with the praying and
It's
everything else.
the show of it. It's the intent of the people. That's what makes it hard, or that hard to distinguish, but easy to classify as a whole. You can't prove intent. You know.
Right, Leanne? Yeah. Healing frequencies. Yeah, that's one of them trust to science, because the science has proven that them tones do have healing frequencies.
Yeah. I know what their prayer is actually saying, Huck.
I don't, to be honest. I sometimes I can sit around and think, but I don't know what they're saying.
What up, Minnie?
Hey, Andy. What's up, Andy? Right days, yeah. I mean, especially with all the technology we got nowadays, man, it'd be real easy to make a nap and have one of them little earbuds and, let them do the little call of prayer over their earpiece. Well,
America.
they say that the 105 and 10 and 4 and all that shit is, we're not supposed to have that much anymore. It's say it's supposed to be pretty much over with, but we're still going to be in the 90s, like it's 91 and feels like 99 right now. So,
Missouri Survival. I didn't see your name, I don't think, but I'm seeing people say hello.
yeah, he's been chatting a little. That's what I said a while ago. I was like, "Hey, that's
Oh,
right, Missouri." Yeah,
I didn't put two and two together. It's been 10,000 years.
right. You know what really, really sucked yesterday? When I got off of here and I got to looking at that deal again, that text that I'd gotten about the chicken fried steak.
Right?
They didn't start that yesterday. It starts today.
Ha!
That's no chicken fried steak yesterday. But you can bet your ass backwards it's going to have some chicken fried steak today.
Unless they sell out before you get there.
Well, you know what? There's another place here that actually makes a really good chicken fried steak dinner as well, and they don't sell out. So
Good.
it's chicken fried steak, mashed taters, gravy, and cream cream beans,
Dirty fucking
and a
lurker.
roll.
You're probably top chat too, aren't you, Missouri?
Missouri is Missouri being a dirty lurker?
Pervert. Backwoods, it's your show
Dirty.
for 47 seconds. I got to go get some water.
Yes, with mashed taters and gravy, boy. I'm gonna ask. I always ask for an extra roll too. I like to, because sometimes I like to cut a piece of that chicken fried steak and stick it on that roll, and then take some of them mashed taters and gravy and stick it on top of that chicken fried steak on that roll, and then eat it like a sandwich. And then you got mashed taters and gravy and shit all dripping down the side of your mouth and shit. That's when you're eating right. You know what I mean? And if you got a good woman, she'll come lick it off your face for you. What Hutch gets for leaving me alone on here. Like a tenderloin slider, right? Right? Guarantee you. Yeah, it gets all the beard and shit. Yeah, exactly. Well, the only reason I said that, Jane, was because, well, I mean, you don't want your lady to starve. She needs something to eat too.
America. 59
Right?
coming up. What are we talking about, y'all?
Nothing. I did not say anything at all to get your channel taken down while you were gone, sir.
I bet you said some pervert shit, though.
Not really. I would never do that. Why would you think? Why would you automatically think I would say something like that? It won't let me flip my phone around. I wonder why I quit doing that because it used to let me flip my phone around. It won't. It won't do that anymore.
America.
Right, Rayanne. I know. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you right now, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some dinners that sit right up there with the chicken fried steak and and mashed taters and gravy. But god dang, man. I mean, chicken fried steak, mashed taters, gravy, and rolls sit right up there at the top as well. I'm just saying.
Metal.
What's up, man? Who's guilt? Scrapper ain't. Shit.
Pat
Hope you ain't
Evans.
talking about
What
me.
up?
I ain't never guilt. Got no guilt about nothing.
Is
What up,
chicken
Pat?
fried steak the same as country fried steak? It's interchangeable. You could use pork and or chicken. And I mean, it's
Or,
in some places it's the shape more than it's the actual meat.
right? Bro, Dix, why you tell on me, man?
Something about licking faces. Yeah. Ohio gives shit away. She is the driest of snitches. All I
I
have to
know,
do is
right?
look at those comments, and I know what the conversation was about. Gives it away every time.
Metal for breakfast. Are you serious? Oh,
America.
man, Metal was riding way up there, man, on the high list. You know what I mean? And he just slipped and fell down the ladder rung about 3 steps.
What do you do? What do you say? I missed.
He's never had country fried steak, man.
Oh well,
Chicken fried steak. Never.
he doesn't really live in a good
I
part of
mean,
America to get country fried steak. Not anything you'd want to classify as such, anyway.
right,
Metal, next time you come to America, we're going to get you a country fried steak, sir.
right, bro, Dix. Shit. Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely. Because when he comes to the harvest party, when he comes to the harvest party, we'll get some chicken
If
fried steak.
he got an invite, what are you talking about? He might
Huh?
not have even been invited.
You didn't invite Metal?
Who knows? That's not public information, sir.
So that's just what how you say that word here heresy.
Heresy. White gravy. Yeah. White gravy is a must on country fried steak.
Man, man, I almost said something that would have y'all would have made fun of me for. I like white gravy sometimes, and I like brown gravy sometimes.
What were,
On my
is that what you were going to say, or were you going to say it differently?
well, I was just going to say I sometimes I go both ways.
Clip it.
I know, right?
Hour 4 minutes. I'm gonna need that for a future video.
Right. And I was talking about the damn white gravy or brown gravy. Damn it, on the food,
You need to work on where you
contextualizing the
pause.
food, huh?
You need to work on where you put your pauses in your sentence.
Right. Hmm. There's something wrong with you people.
What are we talking about, y'all? Red gravy? Ew, what is even that? There's white, there's brown, and then there's turkey gravy. Those are really the only three acceptables.
I think that red eye gravy, ain't that like with coffee mixed in it or something, made out of coffee or something?
Well, that
I,
already
I,
sounds
I,
good.
yeah, I ate it.
Ew,
Red eye
ew.
gravy with coffee. Yeah.
Nasty sons of bitches. Chocolate gravy. I mean, are you going to put it on your potatoes, Ohio? If you do a video of eating potatoes and chocolate gravy, then I will officially categorize it as a gravy.
It is time for the cherry limeade frosty. Go to your local store and buy cherry limeade frosty. It will quench your thirst on a really hot day. No commercial intended.
Backwoods is getting paid for that advertisement. Guess who paid him?
Nobody.
That's what I'd say too, if I was paid by them. You notice he's not on screen lately? That's because every time he's on a live stream, his hat gets a little bit smaller. Bought and paid for.
Cherry limeade frosty. It's a cool, refreshing drink.
Is that a glass bottle?
Yes, it is. Yes, sir. It is. Tiny Hat Crew, right?
It's only 59 degrees there. Yeah, but you're in communist country. So I'm taking hot as hell freedom in America over your perfect, cloudy, depressing Washington state weather, ma'am.
Yeah, I got to go shopping too. Oops, this is my last one. I always keep they sell them in 4 packs. So I always keep a 4 pack of these cherry limeade frosties, and I do the root beer. They have the ICB root beer, and they
Yep.
have the black cherry.
Black cherry's
They
pretty
have
good.
the
Have you
black.
tried the cream soda?
Yes, the cream soda. I usually get all of them. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, IBC is the best.
Mhm.
You don't live in Washington, it's the same thing, Scrapper. We've already had this discussion. It's all the same thing.
Uh, all of you people up there in that part of the country are all the same.
Mm. Washington and Oregon to real Americans is like Rhode Island and Connecticut. You know what I mean? Like that
Right.
kind of stuff. It's all the same place. You know?
Yep. Every one of y'all up there act the same. Damn, did I just burp out loud? Excuse me.
Yankee, what up?
What up, Yankee?
What time is it? 1 o'clock in the only time zone that matters. These late starts mess my day up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off here in just a little bit and go
Bird dog.
go and pick up my check and put some money in the banks, just a little, just enough to pay my bills, and rest of it is going somewhere special.
Uh-oh. 2 p.m. in the original time zone. Well, Lady Smith, you drink a lot, so don't trust your eyesight.
And Lady Smith is crazy. You can't believe anything she says.
Yeah.
I hang out with her quite often on Friday and Saturday nights in the backstage, and just trust me, she's crazy.
I don't know if we're maxed out on temperature right now or not. If so, it won't be that. It's gonna suck, but it won't be that bad of a day. If it gets hotter than this, it's gonna suck. Ground laser temp is 141. Damn it, man. I just have to run a clothesline and finish clearing these trees out. That's my only objective for the next couple days.
Do you know what I have to do today? Go pick up my check and get some chicken fried steak over there and gravy. I couldn't believe because it was about 8 o'clock last night, and I was sitting there and I was like, "What are we supposed to do tomorrow?" And so I went in there and asked my wife. I was like, "We got something planned for tomorrow?" And she goes, "No, actually, this is the first day we don't have anything planned for tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh hell, like shit." So I stayed up a little bit last night and had me a few drinks, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sleep in the morning, actually get some rest." And damn, forgot to turn my alarm. Some bitch went off at 6 o'clock this morning. Excuse me. And freaking set up, and I was like, man, I was thinking, all right, what do I got to get up and do? And I was like, oh yeah, I ain't got nothing to do today. So I laid back down. I didn't wake up till 10:30.
Hell yeah.
It was nice after all this stress and everything, you know, of having to buy a new car, a newer car or whatever, and the things going on with my truck, and
Right. Finally got a
I
break
didn't,
from life.
yeah, it's kind of finally got a break.
America.
Yeah, Shorty did that too. Shorty's awesome.
What are we talking about, y'all? Throw something out there. Chat participation. I've got about at least another bowl in me before I'm motivated to start looking for what I'm about to start doing. So.
Wind blowing out there. Hell yeah.
Hey, it's Friday, y'all. It's fucking Friday in America, y'all.
Yeah, that's it is Friday, payday. Go cash my check and then go to the get get that chicken fried steak, have me a good dinner, then I'm gonna carry my ass to the liquor store.
Backstage this evening.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Yankees got some I didn't want to say it unless he said it. I didn't know what he was, so I'm not gonna really talk a whole lot about it, but oh, that's his story to tell, unless he wants me to. But yeah, he's homeless.
Hell yeah! Congratulations.
for a few days, and then he won't. Then he won't be homeless.
Red Horse Homestead, y'all.
Yep.
2D at the end of Homestead. Sub up.
Yes. Red
Another one of
Horse
our
Homestead.
members putting in the fucking work, man. Yankee's doing the damn thing.
Yes, he
Place.
is.
How long before we start seeing the panning videos? Springtime?
I don't know, but next year you'll be seeing a painting video with me and Yankee because I'm going up to sing.
Uh,
I told my wife, I said, I don't hardly ever take a vacation. I said, but I'm taking one next year.
be in the cabin by Monday night. Hell yeah. I hope you find a 15-pound nugget in your first 2 hours of panning, Yankee.
Hell yeah. Yeah, ascertain. I didn't either. I hadn't been anywhere. I just seemed like every time I get ready to try to go somewhere, something happens and I have to spend a bunch of money and I ain't got the money to go and really ain't got the time either.
Is a mini split worth it? Yes. But remember, you get what you pay for. There is a hell of a difference between a $400 mini split and a $600 mini split. $600
Yep.
mini split, $1,200 mini split. But yes, they are the shit. Red Horse Homestead. Two D's at the end of Homestead.
Yeah, Broke Dicks put it in the chat.
Link above you. The link might not work for some of y'all in vertical though.
What's up, Hillbilly?
Class action lawsuits on mini splits dripping. The only time, so the one we got, you mount it to the wall inside, but you have to make like a 2-inch hole for all the wires and everything to come out to attach to the other part. The one that we got gave us like 15 foot of drip line. So I finally ended up cutting it down to where, I mean, it's way shorter so it can drip. But like if your drip line isn't doesn't have clearance to drip, it'll back up inside the deal. And you know what I mean? You got to go out there and blow the line out, do all that other shit. That's the only problem I've ever had with the dripping. It's just a sign to, hey, it's time to clean this bitch. I mean, they do heat also. Yeah, our mini split does heat and cold. It's got a dehumidifier, a regular fan, heat, cool. Christ, y'all. This is product placement. It depends on the one you get. I said you get what you pay for. The one we got was about 450. It works for us. The one the boy got was about 600 and some change, and probably kissing $700, and that thing makes ours look like a pussy. So yeah,
Yeah, I was looking at one for my shop building.
yeah, they're worth it.
That's kind of when I was researching into them, they were that's kind of what they were talking about too. The videos I watched and stuff, that it's a big difference between a $400 one and a 600, and then you start getting up into the $800 or $900 ones. You can they're pretty
Right.
salty.
Uh, we installed. I had the boy installed both of ours, but the tool that you need because you've got to decompress the line and then you've got to charge the line, like while you hook it up. That way everything's locked in and secure. You know what I mean? Because you got to run lines through the wall, so everything's disconnected. So you can charge the line yourself, but the little pressure tool is like $150 to buy it. If you pay somebody to come out and charge the line, at least around here, it was like $350 for them to come out, hook it up, charge the line, get all that shit set up. So you can do it yourself, but the tool's expensive as fuck. I don't know if they rent them or not. Yeah, sub up to Hillbilly, y'all. He should be finishing his poop shed today. America, Tiger. What are we talking about, y'all? Hour 21. It's getting a little toasty out here.
Yeah, it's pretty toasty here. I said it. I say it feels like 99, so basically right at 100 degrees. I think that's our max today. I'm gonna have to get a move on here in a minute. But somewhere in there today is going to include a little hour nap because I'm probably going to stay up late tonight.
Right.
So we ain't got anything to do tomorrow morning, but about 1 or 2 o'clock, about 2 o'clock tomorrow, we got some business we need to take care of. But other than that, I'll have to get up
Ascertain
early.
if I actually did work and helped him, it would take away all the pride that he would have looking back. You know what I mean? I'm there for moral support. I'm not there to actually work. This is a union. I supervise. It's like, those reality shows where you're not supposed to interfere with the wildlife. So if you see the baby
Right,
seal getting eaten, you're just supposed to record it and stand there. That's my
right.
job.
Just woke up, Tiger. Yeah, I slept till 10:30, so something like that. Yeah. Right, bro, Dix. Yeah, that held a little car out there, man. I had to replace the battery in it last year. And I went in there and I was like, I need a battery for the little Acura, whatever. And he typed it up on his little computer there. He went back there and brought one out. He's like, $183 or something. I was like, what? $183 for it's like a 4-cylinder, man. You could just about stick a 9-volt battery on the son bitch and start it, you know. And he goes, well, we got some refurbished ones, 75. And I said, I'll take that. It's been in there ever since. It never went dead during the winter time or anything. So it's crazy, man, how much the batteries are. That's why I ain't done no fishing this year because I need trolling motor batteries and cranking battery, and All of them together are about $400 and something, almost $500 to put batteries in my little flat bottom.
Batteries are the future too. Yay!
Hey, babe.
Imagine when the world is all electric, how much it would cost to replace a battery in like a Tesla or something like that. Or are they one-time uses? Hour 25. What are we talking about, y'all? It's hot as hell. We are going to push the button here in a minute. Get my clothesline strung up. That's nothing but a couple of U nails, and whichever tree is going to get sacrificed for the cause. Is a Tesla like 20,000? I don't know how much they are. I think they got some cheap, some little basic bitch Teslas. I have yet to see an electric car that I'm like, oh, that's fucking badass. I mean, with the exception of maybe a supercar, I'd never want it. But 99.9999% of electric cars are ugly as fuck. I'm thinking cars might be a one use kind of thing because the battery is like the frame's built around the battery, right? So you'd have to completely disassemble the car to get it out. I think electric cars might be a one and done. Wish the Cybertruck was a gasser. Perfect example of ugly. That's how you can tell Elon Musk was a shut in because his designs are trash. But he's thinking more Mars colonization than he is, you know what I mean? Driving down the highways in fucking suburbs of America. So Teslas are technically built, or the Cybertruck was technically built for a Mars rover design. Oh, now you're just gonna lie to everybody's face like that, Ohio?
I'm back.
Yeah, desert or any place that gets lower than freezing is not going to be sustainable for any kind of electric vehicle.
Ohio, why would you lie to us?
I only have one thing to say to Ohio.
She's just lying. Stay prim and proper. It ain't the Ohio I know. They slip you one COVID shots when you went to the doctor.
Boom, domesticated, just like that.
Right.
It's not that hard, fellas. Try it at home. See how it works for you.
See you later, Ray. What's up, fish sticks? How you doing, bro?
Taming
Yeah,
wind
I'm fixing to.
is kind of like the art of being a rancher. There was a time when cows and heifers were wild animals. You know, they had to be tamed, just like modern woman. You know, you got to tame that heifer, make her pasture ready, so she's not just running into trees and shit.
Up here, man. This phone is smoking hot.
Right on.
I need to go get my kid that stuff anyway.
Hell yeah.
So
Have fun in public. Head on
y'all have,
school.
man. we got, you know, it's right here local, so it's very small public, so don't have to deal with much. Sometimes it gets really busy and I have to wait on 3 cars to pass before I can pull out.
The struggle's real, man.
I know, right? Hey, Metal, be around on that backstage tonight. I'll be in there early, probably about 8 o'clock, actually, my time. So you want to come over and hang out, man? We'll listen to a little music or something. Bullshit. Yankee will probably be there. I don't know if Hutch, if you decide to show up.
There's a very high chance that I will make an appearance.
Yeah. All right, y'all. My phone is saying it needs to cool down. It's giving me messages and shit. So I'll holler at y'all later, man.
Good day, sir.
Peace out.
Man, I don't appreciate you smacking your forehead to me, ma'am. What are we talking about, y'all? Hour 31. Fish! I think I have, reluctantly, I have officially given up on gaming. I have to practice what I preach, and I no longer support the industry who wants me to own nothing and be happy. So, PlayStation and PlayStation games, I'm getting rid of them next week. Next time I go to big public, I'm getting rid of it all. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm done supporting them. It will be missed, but my freedom is more important than flicking a little joystick around. Yep, getting rid of it all. Games, everything. Fuck them. I've been doing it with my movie collection for a while. All the Will Ferrell's out of my shit. Stuff like that. I can't separate the art from the artist. So I'm not going to spread propaganda just because it's good art. You know what I mean? Can't keep supporting people who openly tell you that they hope that you die. Especially if the only way they survive is by selling their art. Stop buying their fucking art. Music, movies, pictures, entertainment of any kind. Netflix, Hulu, Disney. Little Fitter Fitness. What up? Everything got super gay during COVID. Jackass. Jackass is literally just low budget gay porn. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's what comedy is now. Take it easy, Tiger. Other Tiger. America. Better than I deserve, little fitter. Better than I deserve. Can't separate the art from the artist anymore, y'all. It has to be one and the same because propaganda is spread through art. Pretty pictures have enslaved a nation. Pretty melody has enslaved a nation. I'm talking about heterosexual humor as a whole, Ascertain, not the gay movement itself. straight men didn't like to sit around and see other straight men helicoptering 3 inches from their face. That's not heterosexual humor. You know what I mean? But that's what comedy's been for the last 15 years. Yeah, sports ball is the exact same thing. And even it's been hijacked. You know? There used to be a purpose behind it. Propagandists take it over. Yeah, comedy's trash. Comedy's been trash for damn near 20 fucking years now. It's racial shit or it's political shit. And that's it. Or gay shit. An agenda, some fucking hidden message. It's not art, it's propaganda. Movies used to be predictive programming. Now they're indoctrination. They literally showed us our entire life what the future is gonna look like. This is the world you have to expect, and we're literally living the effects of how you transition a culture into that Blade Runner utopia type movie that you'll get. Good thunderstorm is entertaining, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying to Hillbilly earlier. I was like, everything that you're exposing yourself to because of a pretty picture or some flashing lights on a screen. Look outside. Like this is prettier than anything any artist could ever draw. You know, any song that could ever be sung. All it takes is the position of the sun to change my art consistently, and there's no agenda behind it. You know, this is prettier than anything you will see on a TV screen. You're looking at my burn pile. Shut up, scrapper. You're still a fucking communist, and you're old as shit. And I bet you smell funny too. God don't make straight lines, right? So why the fuck do we live in such a boxed in world? What up, Murray? America. Life imitates art, art imitates life. The same thing as with everything, it comes in cycles. There will be a time when art is legitimate and it means something, and it will eventually cycle into where art is flashy nonsense propaganda. But it will have a cycle to where it switches back around again. Art's ever changing. That's why there's different periods. It's the I think a lot of it has to do with the concept of if you push a societal standard of what pretty is supposed to be, it's easy to create a foundation of pretty that can be accepted universally. Does that make sense? If you set a standard for a culture and they adhere to that standard, introducing something that they should be attracted to, you know what I mean, or find interesting would be easy to influence, in my opinion. Since art's subjective, it would have to be relative to culture. Like I said, the art nowadays Art's only valuable because of the meaning behind it, not the actual picture of it, but the meaning behind it. Like if you get a Renoir or fucking, something like that, like a Starry Night, some shit like that, you're buying that for the technique, the art, the beauty of it. Any art that's made nowadays is made with a message. There's no like talent in art that gets paid for. It's the message behind the art itself. If art goes back to being appreciated for the skill, then art is beautiful. But when art's being sold because of the message, then art is trash for either side. That make any sense at all, or am I just smoking way too many drugs? Day still early, Yankee. Happy little trees. Graffiti. Yeah. What are we talking about, y'all? Hour 41. What time is it? 1:30 in the only time zone that matters. I can appreciate graffiti too. It's good shit. I like it. No, it's too hot for a fire. Yesterday was a freak coincidence, and I just took advantage of it. We might get. I think we got a couple days next week that are supposed to get rain, so next week we'll probably be back to burning shit. Bob's your uncle, Scrapper. Teresa, you only get distance points. Impact doesn't count. Got tang in your preps. Make tang pie. Making a real weird ass thing. Doesn't that sound good? Search all recipes. Yeah, y'all. Google tang pie. Just saying. I do have tang. That is a fact check true. Yes. Aspartame is a goddamn psyop. Four rules in this chat, people. What is wrong with you? What are we talking about? Yes, aspartame. We know what you're talking about. The stuff the astronauts drink. What are you talking about, weirdo? We knew you were talking about the powdery orange drink. Everybody loves Tang. Goddamn astronauts drink it. Shit. You're welcome, Tiger. Walmart sells it around here. I do need to resupply. I've only got like a half a tub of pink lemonade left. Country Time pink lemonade. The powder. That's all I got left. I need to restock. That's gonna be my next drink once I get off the vitamin waters because they're stupid expensive and they really don't work when you're dehydrated. You kind of piss them right out. So yeah, here shortly, I'm giving up vitamin water and I will be moving to milk jugs of pink lemonade or other substances. We'll see. You haven't heard Tank since you was a kid? Shit. Dollar store still got it too. Twang. Yeah. We drink my twang. I seen I got a video saved in my cooking file of something like that because I do love me some Tang. Gatorade mix. I don't think we got any more of that. We got Kool Aid out the ass though. Kool Aid powders everywhere. Got to keep some Kool Aid. Swap the lemon water. I'm not opposed to cucumber water. I'm not opposed to it, but it's got to be cold. As soon as it gets warm, oh, it's fucking nasty. You calm down, Karen. Which is a figure of speech. Ma'am, 1 gallon jugs. Does that make you happier? Does that make you happier, Aspartame? I've got 10 million 1 gallon water jugs. Still doing liquid IV. I've never tried it. I need to get some. Whatever the miracle powder was that woke Chris's ass up instantly, I need to get that. I need to remember it. Every time I go to public, I never remember that I need to look for it. No, milk jugs are a nightmare to store. The gallon jugs have a handle that sticks over the top, so you can just put everything on a pole or a hook. Milk jugs are impossible unless you cut the top off and use it as a scoop. That's pretty much the only thing a milk jug's good for. Shorty gave you liquid IV. We're great. This last 2 weeks would have been the perfect time to test it. I'm just not ready to go cold turkey and just start drinking butt naked water yet. Because ew, you know what I mean? Ew. But I'm getting there. Y'all remember there used to be a time when you couldn't see me without a 2 liter of root beer in my hand. Oh yeah, Kool-Aid slushes are the best. That's why Kool-Aid is pretty much universal. Kool-Aid and cockroaches will survive the apocalypse. Do I have Aldi's? Yes. Aldi's is a very big thing in this part of America. I believe we've got Aldi's from Kansas City to St. Louis, down to Springfield. Yeah. Aldi's all over Missouri. I wasn't caring about the chemicals. I don't like the caffeine. I had to wean myself off of caffeine. I went years. I'd go through like 2 liters of Coke, regular Coke, not that gay shit with flavors or diet. Because you know what I mean. I have testicles, so I'm drinking regular fucking Coke, and that shit, yeah, tore me up. Eat your gums and shit up. All that acid tears your fucking stomach up. Heartburn, GERD, ulcers. You know what I mean? That's why cold turkey caffeine and went to root beer. Is your outhouse built and done yet, hillbilly? It's been 2 hours, 3 hours. Convenience of everything. Yeah. There used to be a time, some of y'all are old enough to remember, you get one glass of sody pop at dinner, and that's it. If you chug it, sucks to be you. One glass. That's it. That wasn't even every dinner. Are you over there overthinking it and shit again? Right? Yeah, like a birthday party or something like that. My grandma was one of those. You know where the sink's at? Get you something to drink. She was one of those types. Like, can I have some juice? Can I have some this? She was like, there's the sink. You know how it works. Get some water and get your ass outside. Yes, he is, Yankee. He's building for the apocalypse. I will say that, though. If a herd of zombies attacked Hillbilly, he could hide safely in that outhouse. They could roll it down a hill and throw it against the tree, and it's not going to budge. Right? Always that one uncle or grandma. You're going to be able to drop huge loads. That is an extremely fancy place to just hold poop. I will give you that. Hell, you drink out of the sink now, you're gonna fucking your teenage boys are gonna justices and shit. Can't trust the public water system. Fluoride, chemicals, recycled waste. Well, I do 7 Up and Sprite from time to time, but it's got to be cold. Like I said, once it gets warm, it's trash. It's got to be a borderline slushy. But like cherry limeade from Sonic, my favorite drink in the history of ever. As soon as I get my outdoor kitchen set up, I'm going to figure out how to do that, and then I will have my own cherry limeades on tap, and that's what I will drink forever. All I need is a soda fountain, and I plan on getting one of those anyway. So, boom, cherries and limes, and a little bit of squirty stuff. Good to go. Right? Yeah, Sonic Ice. Yep. Give me a little ice machine to go out here. Oh yeah, a gun door in the outhouse. That's not a bad idea, really. Keep a little 22 or something tucked up against the side. It's my shooter gun. Yankee, you're the exception. It's the Anunnaki blood that's keeping you safe. Right? You're out there enjoying your daily constitutional. You get some squirrel or some raccoon that just wants to be all up in your business. Ascertain if you got to Google, it's worth a Google. That's a whole rabbit hole that I don't have time to get into right now. You shot someone in the face last night. Foreshadowing, perhaps? I have tobacco seeds. I've grown my own tobacco. I've smoked my own tobacco. I just didn't do it this year. And I love menthol. If I could figure out how to grow Newports in my backyard, that's what I'm growing. My one vice, expensive cigarettes. Been smoking them for 30 plus years. Rabbit hole members only live, potentially. Which rabbit hole? And I can only do it on my phone, so I can only have one person. You know what I mean? I ain't got internet on my laptop in like 4 fucking months. Come wintertime, we might do that. Since I'm giving up my gaming, I could probably go ahead and get some internets back. Focus on editing instead of shooting aliens in the face. I do have a couple plans in the works though. Metal, Yankee, don't think that I have forgotten you. I've still got that picture saved in my phone. I check every morning to make sure it's still there. I will have Metal riding Yankee's shoulders, piggyback style. It's gonna happen this winter. Coming winter 26. Yankee Watchdog gives Metal for breakfast a piggyback ride. America. I am debating since these trees are gone now. That's a massive project. Like that might be the biggest project that we had left to do. Maybe potentially. If not, it's fucking up there in the top two or three. I mean, Yankee, we could we could go either way. Native license, you know what I mean? I'll figure out something to make it equal. I can't have you carry the burden, sir. Not all the burden. Anarchy. Sup, America. What was I talking about before Yankee made me go squirrel? I will tell you the secret of the foundation. I don't know the exact storyline, but I know the method that I'm going to use. I've got a picture of both of them, full body. I'm going to print it out to a certain size, and then I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to make them like paper dolls, so their arms and their legs move. And we're going to do a 2D paper doll, Yankee and metal. I mean, camping trip probably. That's probably where it might be. Who knows? It could be in Bangkok, Thailand. Who knows? We'll see when it happens. But that's the foundation of it. All right, y'all. Unless you got something else, I'm gonna pack up. Go get some stuff accomplished. Slow start to the day, but only two big projects I need to do. Clothesline is a must. That'll be up here in a minute. Can't wash clothes. I've got no place to hang them. And chop and haul more trees out of the way. Yay! But it's almost done. It is moving along pretty quick. That's almost done back there. So it's raking up nice. It's cleaning up nice. Yeah. Came out better than I could have hoped. Clean up, fall, lake, or the little pond area, everything. Fucking perfect. So, all right. Homestead stuff video coming soon. As soon as I get the rest of this shit cleaned up and do what I got to do. Go do something. Hydrate.